Expanded Learning is a program that brings opportunities to students during after-school hours or anytime there's not instructional minutes taking place. So what that looks like for our district is we have an after-school program that begins right when the regular day ends and runs until 6 o'clock, and then we run 10 Saturday schools and 30 days of summer.
They begin with some free play time for kids to get their energy out, but then also provide physical education, physical activities. They do enrichment activities, which could consist of hands-on science and math to art and engineering. The kids also receive homework help from our youth leaders, which is a real benefit to them to expand their learning from the school day.
To be honest, it's more than just a program. It's a philosophy. It's an approach of really supporting young people in their communities and their families. Technically, we have state funding, which is the after-school education safety funding. There's federal funding, which has been around since 1991, which is the federal 21st Century Community Learning Center funding. And right up to COVID, those two combined amounted to $800 million. And that's what my division at the California Department of Education oversees. It's important to note that that amount of money is more funding than all 49 states combined, which we were the envy of the country. And then, of course, after COVID, something we never dreamed possible happened, and now we have the Expanded Learning Opportunity Program, which adds an additional $4 billion. So it's the largest expanded learning ecosystem on the planet. Maybe the universe, we don't know.
But if you provide a safe place, a place where there's a meaningful connection, meaningful opportunities that are created for kids to fully connect, to fully be emotional and be authentic, it just changes everything. And that's what we want, because academics are important, but a sense of belonging and connecting in a place that makes students feel cared for and valued and important and loved, that goes a long way.
You put that type of environment together and you bring in exciting activities such as STEM field exploration career opportunities, whether it's having enrichment programs in the arts. It's all of these enriching activities that together as a state, county, and district community, we're working hand in hand with our families to raise their children, and we hope into strong civic-minded students that are going to continue to contribute back to the community.
I think the pandemic was hard for me because you usually get used of talking to all of your friends and have social life, but when you're at home learning, you don't get to have a social life and you don't know how to talk when you come back to school.
Whenever I got to come back to school, it was amazing because I also got to go back to expanded learning, which has impacted my life for the better.
Good thing that came out of the pandemic was it told the state, it told our communities that expanded learning is that opportunity for kids to have access to more than they do in school. Again, not to substitute, but just to amplify that learning.
As a teacher who was teaching through the pandemic, who came back to the aftermath of the pandemic, social emotional wellness is it's become such an important piece of education. So to provide a space where students have an extended time out of a rigorous academic environment where they can foster that well-being, foster those skills, practice those skills in a structured environment, I think is really important and really helpful.
I think most kids join the program because they're excited. They're excited about the classes we offer. They're excited that they get extra time to hang out with friends that they may not get to see if they went home.
There's different nonprofits in the community that we partner with in order to give kids experiences that they don't necessarily get during their normal school day, and maybe some of these families don't have the opportunity to put them in these outside programs after school, that we're providing this for students to participate and expand their learning.
We have so many enrichment programs that are really providing that social interaction and career readiness. Students will have some skills as they exit from elementary school even that they could possibly take into their futures.
Our extended learning programs begin with a snack, dinner time, something that the students are excited to have, and it really provides them an opportunity to sit at tables and to eat with their friends that might not be in their same class, and really have an opportunity to take a break and decompress and really feel that they're taken care of.
The homework help that we're able to provide definitely boosts our children's abilities in the classroom. You know, sometimes they're too afraid to maybe speak up in the classroom and say, hey, I don't understand this, but with our after-school program, now we got more of a one-on-one approach here so that we're able to provide that assistance to those kids.
We've seen grades significantly improve due to expanded learning. One of the things that we created this year was an after-school athletics program, and it had a minimum GPA to watch 70 students go from failing to over 60 students on honor roll and dean's list was amazing. Without expanded learning, I don't think we would have had those same results. There wouldn't have been that carrot there.
We've had some kids that have struggled to come to school, but they really like the expanded learning. They like being part of the different clubs that we offer. And then that gets them here during the day, so that way they're getting good instructions from their classroom. So it really has been a benefit to see the attendance improve for our kiddos, but also just giving them more help and support.
And that's why we're going to see amazing things happen. We're already starting to see it. But our focus here is to decrease chronic absenteeism, to decrease suspension rate, to increase academic opportunities and performance, to build students' college and career readiness. And expanded learning is that tool that allows us to think outside of the box after hours.
Well, it's been long known that the hours between 3 and 6 are the most dangerous for our students. Traditionally, parents are working, they're working till 5, they may not get home till 6 o'clock or later in a lot of instances. So it's really important to have an area where students can hang out safely, interact with their peers.
Here at Haycox, we have about 98% English learners, and most of those are coming from Spanish-speaking countries, Spanish-speaking homes, and we also have a large population of Mixteco students. So it's important that students have the opportunity to have an expanded time in order to gain more access to curriculum, to language, and to safety.
Language acquisition dramatically increases in expanded learning programs as compared to the school day. There are studies that have shown that some kids speak an incredibly low amount of sentences during the typical school day. But in expanded learning, they have a chance to work with a group of kids, and that very active communicating in that way, informally with a peer about something that you care about, dramatically changes language acquisition.
My kids here at Harlow really love the physical activity. They like to play games with each other, and they're very competitive, and having them really grasp on to the idea of sportsmanship and watch them bring that into their school day is really amazing to watch.
But also just the self-confidence of they've never played a sport and now they made a basket, they've never played a sport and now they pulled somebody's flag in football, and so that really boosts them up to continue to try to keep doing it.
My most favorite thing about the after-school programs are doing the activities and experiencing better things in life and get to meet nice people.
That's it, wrap it up!
With the rapid expansion of expanded learning in California, what we're seeing is that many programs are challenged to recruit, hire, and train their workforce because the workforce need has grown so much. So one of the things that we're now working on is how to solve that at a system-wide level. How do we create a career pathway into our field, an apprenticeship pathway that begins in high school and can lead to a site coordinator position, apprenticeship pathways that can lead to the teaching profession, as well as behavioral health careers.
Our organization provides professional development and curriculum to educators of expanded programs. that help them instruct ocean climate or environmental sciences in the after-school or expanded programs. The outdoor training component provides hands-on experiences that are inspirational and exciting and build skills that they can bring back to their programs in the after-school or expanded programs.
Yeah, I mean, with great funding comes great responsibility, right? Because, you know, when the legislature makes a $5 billion investment into something, you know, $5 billion is pretty high expectations, right? The expanded learning program probably represents the single largest categorical program, quite possibly in the country. So it just tells you what a priority this is for the legislature, what a priority it is for the governor, the state superintendent, the state board, because it took a lot to secure that funding. We all have a pretty big vested interest, you know, in making this thing succeed. And we know it's going to work, you know, but it just sometimes takes some time to build up the full capacity because it's a big challenge.
We rather have our students stay on campus until the sun goes down rather than go home, because at the end of the day we know they're safe, they're loved, they're cared for, they're having fun, and they would rather be here than anywhere else.
The most important asset of this extended learning opportunity is that personal relationship and that opportunity to be under people who are here and taking good care of them.
We also have some really, really great people that care about the kids here in the program. The leaders do an excellent job of bringing different activities and bringing their personalities and things to these kids.
They keep them off the streets. They're their go-to person. You know, they feel safe with them and they help them with their homework, teach them certain things. These people are awesome. You know, and I tell them, don't give up. Keep pushing it, because of people like you, you're gonna make these kids go further in life and they're gonna remember you. And that counts a lot.
I tell the leaders all the time, whatever you guys are doing, just know that you're doing an amazing job, and I want them to know that they're definitely making a difference with the way they're running their program, the way they're treating the children.
What I like the most has to be meeting all of the staff and how nice they are and how they teach us about all of the stuff we need to learn when we grow up.
So what I want to say to all of you watching this who are somehow involved with expanded learning is you are doing transformational work. Your impact will be remembered and valued by these young kids, by these students for the rest of their lives. You will not be forgotten. And one of the reasons you will not be forgotten is because you're doing what I encourage all of us to do, is lead with love. That's how you're going to leave your legacy and leave your imprint on these young people.